Hey everybody, it's Matt from Kettle Creek, and I just wanted to give you an update on some of the birds that we've been seeing in our backyard. It's been a couple weeks since my first video, and there have been some additions, so it's really cool to report it. I got some cool footage I'd like to share with you guys. So let's get started. First and foremost, the most popular bird, and I'm sure probably like with all of you that we are seeing in the Jamber household, is the American robin. Now, the American robin is one of those birds that a lot of people think that they actually migrate south during the winter, and while that's true for some, not all robins migrate. A lot of times during the winter, the robins will go into that really thick stuff, that shrubby stuff, and they'll actually change their diet from earthworms and insects to things like seeds and fruits, which is a pretty cool adaptation for that bird. Another reason you might think that robins migrate during the winter is because during the winter they actually stop singing. They don't do that typical robin call that you might hear. And like I said, they're usually in that really thick stuff, so you're not going to see them. However, now is the time that they start coming back to our yards. They've changed their diets back to worms and bugs. And of course, now it's time for them to start building their nests. We've been watching one build its nest on a weeping cherry tree. My kids absolutely love watching this bird. We actually saw it going in our backyard, going to a puddle, getting wet leaves, and building its nest a couple days ago. And it's been really cool, really fun experience. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what's going to happen and what other kind of footage I can get when the robin actually lays its egg. So that's pretty cool, and I certainly will keep you guys posted as best as I can. So on the birds that we're seeing here in the backyard, we are definitely seeing a lot of cardinals, a lot of blue jays, but in my experience, it's really hard to photograph those guys. They are very finicky, they're very jumpy. Every little movement that I make, they just fly away. We have a lot of activity with those birds, but again, they're either really in the thick stuff of the bush or you just can't get a good photo. Or so I decided that we were going to hang a bird feeder. I bought some bird seed from the grocery store when I went out on my weekly trip, and it was a really good mix. I thought it would be really cool to get photos of a goldfinch or a house finch, and to my surprise, within one day, we were getting a lot of finches at our feeder. I got a lot of cool photos, I got a lot of good footage, and my kids absolutely loved it. And in fact, that was probably the most exciting part, was filling up the bird feeder and hanging it during this whole entire process. Now, they are absolutely loving watching the birds, and even the squirrels come to the bird feeder and seeing all the animals that it's attracting. But it's really cool. It's a great way to get good photos if you're looking to get some bird photos. It's great when you can capture them on the surrounding branches of the feeder. When they land on the feeder, of course, that's a great shot to get. So if you guys are interested in bird photography, I would highly recommend hanging up a bird feeder so you can actually track them back to that tree. You can sit in one spot, like in a kid's clubhouse, or I actually found out if I can just sit in my car with the window down, that's a great little bunker too to get some good photos. So the house finches are really cool. They're a little bit different than the purple finch. Their pigment isn't as vibrant, and they actually get that because of the beta carotene that's in the berries that they eat. So they have this really cool soft purple color. Of course, the goldfinches are just this beautiful vibrant yellow, which is really cool. So to add some pop to your photos, or just to your backyard, just to see some of these colors flying around in your yard is pretty neat too. One thing that I did learn about the finches is that it's a really good idea to wash out your bird feeder after every use. Now, there was in the 1990s a heavy decline in finches, and that's because of an eye disease that they were getting from bird feeders. So if you wash it out with soap and water, that'll certainly help with the population of the finches, and you'll ensure that they're just, getting good food and no eye diseases. So good thing to know. The last bird I want to talk about is the house sparrow. House sparrows are actually non-native invasive species. They were brought over here to take care of insects back in, I think, the 70s. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. But they were here, they were brought over here, and they were kind of just running rampant. Though they are pretty birds, they have that really cool, nice dark black patch under their chin. They make really cool nests. We actually have a house sparrow has a nest in our backyard on our back porch, and I've been trying to get good footage of that, but they're quick, but they run in and out of that nest, and they're a really cool thing to see at the bird feeder too. One thing about the house sparrow you have to know though is that if you do have bluebird boxes and you're trying to attract bluebirds, they will actually displace the bluebird home, the nest, and they'll take over the bluebird box. So bluebird box. So, if you do want bluebirds in your backyard and you do have house sparrows, it's a good thing to know that it might be a good idea to try to keep those things separate. And of course, we've been seeing a lot of other cool birds a lot of raptors, hawks, mostly turkey vultures. And even though Francis Slocum Lake is right over on the other side of the mountain, we have not seen any eagles yet. Although whenever I go to Francis Slocum, there's eagles everywhere, which is really, really cool. So hopefully we'll be seeing some eagles in the backyard. But I will say, the most exciting thing that I have seen yet actually happened today on this rainy day. Otherwise, I'd be filming this outside, but the rain kind of brought me back in. Were two beautiful northern flickers. Now, northern flickers are woodpeckers, but they usually peck the ground, and they're going after insects and bugs and ants. They're not necessarily pecking on trees like the other woodpeckers would do, although they do that sometimes. You'll most likely see them in your backyard, right next alongside with the robin, just picking around for insects. So it's pretty neat to see northern flickers. I've never seen one before in real life, and I thought that was really cool. We have seen a downy woodpecker. We've seen a black-capped chickadee at the bird feeder. We have seen a white-breasted nuthatch, which is neat for me because I haven't really been seeing any nuthatches in the area. And he will come to the bird feeder and just fly away really quick. So it's not really a great photo opportunity, although it is really exciting to see him. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Just like before, I would love to see what you guys have going on in your backyard, so post the pictures in the comments below. And if you have any questions about any of the birds that you're seeing, leave a comment and we will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Until then guys, stay safe, stay strong, and we will talk to you very soon. Alright, thanks everyone. Bye.